Hello everyone, welcome to Infallible Handmaids. In this video we are going to see how to make even count herringbone stitch in beading. Herringbone stitch is a very popular bead weaving technique where pairs of seed beads or any beads are stitched together to create a V-shaped tiled or fishbone pattern. That is, the beads are stitched in columns with each pair angled to form a V shape, and that resembles the backbone of a fish. We call this as even count herringbone stitch because we have taken even number of beads. To start the herringbone stitch, we use the ladder stitch as our base stitch. We have a separate and a detailed video on how to make the ladder stitch. The link for that video is available in the description box below, so please check it out. For the base stitch, I'm going to take even number of beads and I'm going to start with 2 drop ladder stitch. I'm saying 2 drop ladder stitch because instead of taking 1 bead, I will be taking 2 beads at a time, and then perform the ladder stitch as usual. Now let's start our 2 drop ladder stitch with even number of beads. First, I'll pick 4 beads. Then I'll leave a tail of about 4 to 5 inches and then start my ladder stitch. Now I'll hold my work in this direction so that the tail end yarn is facing downwards, and then I'll pass my needle up through the first 2 beads. Now I'll make a loop once again by passing my needle down through the next 2 beads and again up through the previous 2 beads to add extra stability to my work. Now the loop is completed. Now pass your needle down through the next 2 beads. Now pick 2 more beads. Now pass your needle down through the previous 2 beads. And again pass your needle up through the newly added beads. We will continue with the ladder stitch until we have 6 columns. Our foundation with 6 columns of 2 drop ladder stitch is now completed. Now I want my working end yarn to come out from the top bead. For that I will navigate my thread so that it comes out from that particular top bead. Now we can start the herringbone stitch on top of this base stitch. For the herringbone stitch, first we will pick 2 beads. And then we will skip the first bead from where the thread is coming out. Then we will pass our needle down through the next bead. Now these 2 beads will sit in a V-shaped position. So this is our first herringbone stitch, which resembles the backbone of a fish. So to continue working on the next stitch, now pass your needle up through the next bead. We will take 2 more beads and we will skip the bead from where the thread is coming out, and we will then pass our needle down through the next bead. Now pass your needle up through the next bead. Add 2 more beads and then skip the bead from where the thread is coming out and then pass your needle down through the next bead, this bead. Now our first row of herringbone stitch is now completed. To proceed to the next row, we want our working end yarn to come out from the top of the last bead that we have added. Currently the working end yarn is coming out from the bottom of the last bead that we have added, but we want our working end yarn to come out from the top bead. So in order to navigate our thread to the top bead, what we will do is we will insert our needle through this gap from backwards, and then pass my needle up through both the corner beads so that the working end yarn will come out from the top bead. By doing this way, the thread won't show in the outwards. But I have noticed that doing this way will just flatten the V-shaped structure for the end bead. But when we are working with large column of beads, this small change is very unnoticeable. Now we can work on the second row of our herringbone stitch. To do that, pick up 2 beads and skip the first bead from where your yarn is coming out and then pass your needle down through the next bead. Pull it nice and gently. This forms a V shape. Now pass your needle through the next bead and then pick up 2 more beads. Skip the bead from where you just passed and then pass your needle down through the next bead. Again pass your needle up through the next bead, pick up 2 beads and then pass your needle down through the next bead. This completes the second row of our herringbone stitch. To start the third row of our herringbone stitch, I will again navigate my thread to the last bead that we have added so that my working end yarn will come out from the top of the last bead of our last row. Now I will add 2 more rows of herringbone stitch before finishing this sample. Finally, we have completed 4 rows of herringbone stitch. Now let's see how to finish this sample piece. Here the beads are added in individual columns. So we want all these columns to attach with each other. So we need to weave in the thread along this entire row to complete this piece. For that, first I will insert my needle down through the next bead from where my thread is actually coming from. And then again I am going to connect this particular row with this row. So for that I'll pass my needle up through the next bead. And then to connect these columns, I'm going to pass my needle down through the previous bead. And once again, I'll pass my needle up through the next bead so that I can continue working to the left hand side of my piece. Now all the columns that are separated is now connected with one another. Now let's see how to finish and secure our work. To secure your working end yarn, first we will pass our needle through few beads and then we will add a couple of knots over the thread bridge, and then again we will weave in the thread through few beads, and once you are satisfied enough that your working end yarn is nicely secured, you can trim the excess thread. While weaving in the thread, always follow the same thread path, that is the path where your thread has been already passed, to avoid any unintentional changes to your work. In the same way, we will secure the tail end yarn too. Now we have successfully completed our even count herringbone stitch. Hope you all find this video helpful. If you like it, please give a thumbs up, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel Infallible Handmaids. If you have any queries or suggestions, please leave your comments in the comment section below. In the next video, we will learn how to do odd count herringbone stitch. If you are a beginner and new to bead art, we have a complete playlist on all basic stitches of bead art. The link for the playlist and the other videos is available in the description box below, so please check it out. Thank you for watching. Bye.